Hi there, welcome back to Leadership and Agility. We're back from Arabica, an Agile world, and today we're going to be talking about value in the cycle that we've been discussing over the last few shows. So, value sits at the heart of everything, right? And we've talked about value sitting at the heart of everything, but what we've found is that a consistent understanding of value and how you describe that value is vitally important for creating good quality work and allowing that good quality work to flow through your delivery system. You can see now on the screen, we've thought about this cycle. It's another 4-part cycle. And if you're in an organization that wants to become more agile, wants to use more agile ways of working, you have to start with now. You're going to have work in flight. Your business is never going to stop. Your organization is never going to, that throughput is never going to end. So you have to start with now, and you have to look at it. And you have to understand what your now is. And if you can understand what your now is, you can start to cascade the flow of value. And we talked about going from OKR to story, or organizational benefit to story, and story to organizational benefit. And as a team, that will allow you to understand your measures of success. So what is it that success looks like if you're making change using work in flight? If you can understand those, you can go into a cycle of work, measure, change, work, measure, change, work, measure, change. And you can pivot and you can say, this is, these things are working, these things aren't working. We have empirical data. We know where our value lies. We know what that flow of value is. And we know what the most valuable thing to deliver as a team to us is right now. Now I can go away and talk to my leaders, other business areas, other teams about that. And we can create an environment where value delivery is at the heart of the business.
Well, I love that, because value works on all levels within an organization. So on a leadership level, you want to understand, where's the current now? Where do we want to be? What are the steps? And are we going to get? We're not living in a waterfall environment here, hence agility. It's not a situation that we're saying, this is where we are now, this is where we'll be, and you're only going to see where we're going to be in several years' time. No, we work in an agile environment where you should start seeing slices of value while you're going through the process. And that's the same when you're planning on a leadership side. And it's the same when you're planning on a product delivery side. And it's not always for something new. It could be, actually, we've got a current product and it is creating value. Our customers love it, but we feel that actually we can get more value for our customers out of it, and we can go through the same process. So it works on all angles. I'm going to do my wavy things, up, down, left, right. It's almost like is it the, can't remember. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. It's Vogue. Well, that's what we should name it. Agility is Vogue. It's top.
Agility Vogue.
Okay, I'm trademarking it.
Trademark.
Agility.
Copyright.
Sabrina Bruce, Agile World, all of us, trademarked.
I think that you sent me off on a tangent. You know how bad that is. So like a lot of engagements fall down, just going back to what you were saying pre-Vogue, a lot of engagements fall down because they haven't thought about that flow of value. They haven't thought about where the value lies inherent in the work. And actually, they're not even thinking about the work in flight. No. So, we talked about some agencies or consultancies, they turn up and there's a lot of certifications going around. There's a lot of target operating models, that kind of thing. But what's not being thought about is, what's the work that's in flight? Where's the value in that work? And how can we use that work to build practical capability in our teams that will last way, way, way longer than your consultant's engagement.
We're just thinking about it now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're all in this dream at the moment.
What can we do?
I'm trying my hardest not to go down to this thing. We all know my views of certifications. I think they're great. It's a forward journey. It's what you can do after your certification. It's where you keep your learning carrying on.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're right. There's so much more. You don't need a certification to be able to understand what the value is. There are some really good, I'm shooting myself in the foot here in one sense, there are some really, really good courses out there that can help you. But as you're saying, I'm twisting myself up now. Belle, you go next.
Stop talking. It's for the best. No,
I'm going across the line here.
I think where people frequently fall down, and it's a common thread that runs through all of these circles, there's kind of a point to all of this, is they don't understand what value is and where value lies. And whether it's work in progress, whether it's new work, whether it's a brand new product you want to launch, until you understand what it is that you're trying to deliver, whether that's at an organizational level in terms of change, or whether that's a new product for your customer, without understanding who your customer is, what it is they actually want, what problem you're solving for them, and how to solve for that problem or deliver a gain, you're going to miss the target every time. But by working in these different ways, it lets you get data quickly, get feedback quickly. And the last of the circles there in front of me, work, measure, change. Do the work, gather the data, feedback, customer delight forms, staff satisfaction surveys, and change course if you need to.
Yeah, it flows into itself. Work, measure, change. Start with now, because now's changed. Now is not what it was 3 sprints ago,
or last year when we started.
Or last year.
Or yesterday. I was in a different area yesterday. But it's back to what we've actually, I believe now, we've said it in every single video now, collaboration and communication. It's come back to this as well.
Yeah.
Understanding from your customer what their wants and needs are, understanding how we can,
as a leader might be your staff.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, Belle, okay, you'll remember this. This is a common thing that we've gone through multiple times, is when we mention the word customer, everyone automatically assumes it's Joe Bloggs outside purchasing something. Everyone is a customer, like you've just highlighted. As a leader, your people are your customers. Your people.
If you don't understand what's valuable to them, and you don't articulate how change might be valuable to them in terms that are meaningful to them, you've lost the battle before you've started.
This is 101 reason why you get a lot of people that push back against agility transformations and changes, because they don't know what the value is for them, or it hasn't been listened or articulated to them that it will bring you this value.
They've been crushed by the agile machine in the past.
Yes.
And it's been a terrible experience. Oh, you're agile now, but I was a project manager last week. I don't know what Scrum Master does. You're agile now.
We know from our past experience, from when we've been working with leaders and with teams, sometimes both at the same time. When you're talking about value and describing work well, the sooner that you can apply that to the work that you're undertaking right now, the sooner you can go from learning to application, the more likely it is that that's going to stick. The more likely that is that you're going to be able to define that to someone else, because you've tried it, and you have someone with you that has taught you it and helped you implement it, and then helped you refine that, and now you can go away and tell that to someone else, and you can articulate why this is a good thing to do, where the benefits are.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is, having been a trainer for 1,000 years since the world was young, in my experience, the best way to get things to stick in people's heads is to base it in their day-to-day reality.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can all talk about agile theories and practices until we're literally blue in the face. But unless that personal connection is there, whether it's at leadership level or at team level or at individual level, to show, have you tried doing it that way? Let's do it that way with your work. Whether that work is the transformation of a company or a change to a team way of working. It's meaningless. It's just noise. And you can go away and read about that and decide if you like it or not. But until somebody actually comes and works with you, rolls up their sleeves, gets their hands dirty and says, here's how this works. Let's make this change to your work at whatever level you're at. And let's wait and see what difference that makes to you. And if it doesn't make a difference, then it's not for you. We try something different. If it does make a difference, then let's push it a wee bit further and see what we can change next.
Don't always give up, because it's a common thing. So,
Yeah.
Like, oh, we tried Agile, but
Really
we didn't
is.
like it. It's the old baseball story.
Yeah.
We tried
Well,
Agile, but we didn't like it.
yeah, well, it's a common thing where they've tried a bit of it and it didn't work. Okay, here's actually example. We tried to do Scrum, but it didn't work, so we went to Kanban. But why
Didn't Scrum work? Yes. Where's your data? What does the data tell you?
Change? How did you improve? How did you evolve? Oh no, we tried it. We couldn't do it.
We did 5 sprints and they all ran over.
What's the
tell
value
you
of
about
you
your
doing
workload
Scrum? Yeah,
These-
what's the value? Did you look at that?
These two things, the work and the value, are so intertwined. It's so easy for us to roll from one to the other and then back again, because value and work are so close together. I was just thinking to myself, you know, we're talking about how you grow the bubble and how you change the whole, and that's totally in the pink, which is slightly off the page up the top, and it's a whole different thing, but it's intrinsic to value. You know, it's intrinsic to talking about the work.
Letting them know our secrets to the next one.
I know. I mean, it's really hard just to talk about value without talking about the work.
I know.
Because
what we
they're
should
like
have done
that.
with this diagram. Oh God, somebody got into my contact lens. Can't hear
Well, it's
God.
all like that, really. That's why
What we should have done with the diagram was make it into a giant spider's web with a massive spider in the middle.
It is.
It's a massive intertwined. It's like the fundamental interconnectedness of things. You can't do one without doing it all. You can't do it all without doing the parts.
You can't work with value with teams without having understood the benefits from an organizational level. You can't talk about the value in teams without having measurable statements to hang that off.
Yes.
You can't do the work without, the whole thing. This is why it's a cycle, right?
The fundamental interconnectedness of everything.
Are we just trying to confirm our work here?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It all works.
It's all working out. I mean, like, what if you were gonna call out your top couple of like capabilities that you'd want to build around value, and starting with now and this cycle that we have down here in the orange, what would they be, Sabrina?
Oh, I'm gonna let Belle go first.
No,
on, you go
first.
Yeah, no,
I went first last time. No.
Because there's so many.
That's,
Value slicing. I'm loving value slicing. It's like my buzzword of the month recently. Value slicing, being able to slice up that value, understanding what the want is and what the need is, and
who it's for.
And who it's for.
I was talking to a person that I coach fairly recently, and she was talking about this new fintech that she's involved with and their market position. And I said to her, "Who's your customer?" And she's like, well, anyone that wants a thing. And I was like, so 7 billion people, how can you possibly know what they want? I was like, what age is your customer? I was like, what ABCD group are they? I was like, you know nothing, you will fail.
Well, that's a bit harsh, Bel. But yeah, value slicing, you can actually use it for anything, actually. So here's personal agility. I value slice when it comes to purchasing shoes. Actually, I don't really.
She doesn't value slice.
She buys shoes. There's no value slicing.
She pretends she's going to send some back. She keeps them all.
Keeps all the
she contemplates the value, and then she keeps them all.
Yeah, value slicing, because actually, believe it or not, sometimes when you do start to understand what is it we're wanting to achieve and slicing down the value, you sometimes actually realize that either the amount of work that needs to be done or what you need to do is either really is a lot bigger than you originally realized, or it's smaller than you originally realized, or actually sometimes there's an occasion where you go, this isn't actually that reality of this isn't actually going to create value, thus meaning why should we carry on about? And a lot of companies, organizations, people sometimes never want to admit that actually we started on something.
We spent a fortune on something and we can't walk away from it now because that makes us look silly.
But actually, if you stop it there and then, when you realize it's no longer valuable, and with the speed things happen in the market these days, think about money you would actually save. Things are reusable. You may come back to that because currently it's not the right time. Think of what happened with COVID, the pandemic. A lot of things got to the stage where it was not the right time, but a lot of those deliveries and product deliveries and programs have actually kicked back off over the past year because now is the right time. And value slicing, I've taken up a lot of time on this, sorry, but value slicing, that's where it helps. Bel.
I've got a bet with Bel. I've written down what I think she's going to say. Go on.
Cat.
Go on.
I said cat. Did you write that down?
No, it was for your top capability. Your top capability for value.
When it comes to value.
Yeah.
We should say it together.
I know what it is.
Articulate your value as a measurable statement.
I was going to say breaking your work into chunks.
I wrote down value stream mapping on this.
Value stream mapping. I have it tattooed on my person. I just have it value. I've got a value stream tattooed all the way down my back.
Love a value stream map.
And it's all the way down my back to value. Yeah, no, value stream mapping. You need to understand how your outcome flows from your idea.
Yes.
And unless you can clearly articulate the backbone, the narrative that supports the backbone, and the steps that you have to take to deliver the narrative, you cannot hope to prioritize your work and break it down into a first slice of value, a minimum valuable product, a minimum, call it what you will, a minimum slice
your
of
first chunk. Yeah,
you can't hope to do it, and people go wrong so often when they change their ways of working because they're not used to being able to be in an environment where they don't have to deliver everything at once. And the idea of just giving somebody a wee taste of something and seeing what they think of it is anathema to people who are not used to working in that way, whether it's at organizational level, because if you're going on a transformative journey, that applies at that level as well as at team level, because you can't possibly hope to be an agile culture overnight.
No, cultural change is tremendously hard. Yeah,
you need to start with that one thing you can deliver to prove that working this way is better for everyone, and deliver it. Oh, look, I've got.
And that cycles straight back round to the top and creating a catalyst. Creating a catalyst from a leadership level.
So you create the catalyst, the change happens, and then you reapply the catalyst and the change happens some more.
Yeah.
Just a note, these are only like small little snippets of capability builds that we're kind of leaking out here. There's way more.
Yeah, we're not giving you all our stuff.
We're not giving you everything.
We're not giving you the cow.
Where you find it all.
Have a sip of the milk. You're not getting the cow.
We're now like dropping the cheese.
Breadcrumbs.
Or what? No,
breadcrumbs. We're not having cheese or bread, Sabrina. Neither of these things.
We're giving you the cheese tax. We're dropping little bits of cheese, but we'll also show you where to find the
dairy-free cheese, obviously.
Yeah, on that note, thank you very much, everybody. Bye.